think it's kind of exciting that you have a brand new asset class.
I just would add the ideas and the risks I think we're focused on around holding payment stablecoin are actually quite tied to the DeFi world also. And we don't have and it's not the right forum to go into decentralized finance and kind of everything that entails. But holding payment stablecoin, creating liquidity in that DeFi world, like that's part of the crypto roadmap. But that's not okay.
That's not okay. Well, thank you for the update, but that's kind of what's happening. I'm the Digital Asset Guy, your host. Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome aboard. Anything that I say in these videos or show or talk about is not financial or investment advice, just my own personal thoughts, opinions, observations, philosophies, just for entertainment purposes and educational purposes. Here is Eleanor Terrett giving us an update, a fresh and more optimistic read on where things stand on the yields rewards issue following today's GOP market structure meeting via Senator Cynthia Lummis' press team. We're 99% of the way there on stablecoin yield, and negotiations on the digital asset portions of the bill are in a good place. Senator Lummis believes today's meetings are very productive and positive, and we have heard feedback from colleagues on the need to resolve housing and community banking issues, and Senator Lummis is working hard on that. On those housing community banking issues, Jasper Goodman reports Senate banking Republicans are now discussing adding community bank deregulatory provisions to the Clarity Act in exchange for the House accepting the Senate's housing package in its current form. I also confirm this idea was brought up in today's meeting. Link to the Politico story on that below. Very interesting. Somebody asked me the other day, like, why do you read the post to us and things? It's because a lot of times I listen to YouTube in my car where I can't really watch the video. I can't look at the screen. So I'm reading it to you. So consider it me doing you a favor. And it's a pretty big update. 99% of the way there. I told you guys back in late October, November, when the Clarity Act was taken away after it was promised so certainly. Remember I said, I think the Clarity Act is more next bull run, maybe the beginning. I think it'll be pushed more to summer of 2026. I'm going to go back and find which video I said that in. Bragging a little bit, but that's kind of what we're seeing. But I have some higher up. I have some friends in high places. Not like the country song, friends in low places. I've got some friends in high places, and they told me, it was going to happen. But since it didn't, they said, don't kid yourself. They're not going to drop that news, the largest legislation in crypto history. They're not going to drop that in a bear market. It'll be when we're coming out of it. Speaking of coming out of the bear market, we had a nice test on Bitcoin going up to about 75,000 the last week. If we look at it here, right up to about 75,000, we got knocked back. Let's look at it on the month. We got almost, excuse me, I've talked about my annoying cough way too much on here, but cannot wait. I think the weather is going to be above 70 degrees, so I can turn the heater off. Has everything to do with that heater. I told my landlord, you guys need to clean the filters or whatever. Every time that comes on, I have this annoying cough. Anyway, and I'm moving, so hopefully it'll be resolved. So we went up to around 75, got rejected. We just broke 75 and then came back down. But these are all things that we do ending bear markets. I was here in 2022 and 2018, and it seems like forever. But when you zoom out and really look at the big picture, it's not that long to wait at all. These rounded bottoms, these are my favorite times. I mean, the bull runs are great, but it gets stressful quick trying to find the top in things, trying to leave the party early. You know, the cool people leave the party early. When I was younger, I used to think the cool people were the last people at the party. Now I think the cool people are the people who leave a little bit early. And I just do in crypto, and not that I go to many parties these days. But I'm a jazz musician still. It's like a serious hobby. I don't like just going out to drink. I guess I'm getting too old for that at 35, but I do like to go hang out with people after a gig, like for a reason, but I don't like to stay out too late because I'm getting old. I just don't feel good. Anyway, speaking of getting the party started, though, we are kind of flirting with the idea of getting out of some of these bear market lows. I think we just saw our first or second test. V-chain is down here 0.7 of a penny. I like it. Speaking of that, here are some posts from my favorite chart analyst and my good friend, the blockchain backer, out of extreme fear for the first time since January. Your alpha will never be news headlines. So we're in 28. Back when I bought my first, back when I started re-entering the market, my first buy down here, let me see if I can find it. The fear and greed level was 5. And I nailed that bottom. I don't mind if I do say so myself at $1.16. Nailed that thing. I wish that I would have went all in right there, but I didn't know if we were going to go lower. But that night I just knew. It was just a gut thing. It's not chart analysis. It's just experience and instinct of being in this market. Bought that. The fear and greed was 5. Now we're at 28. Let's see. Do they have it on I Trust Capital? Where did it? I thought they had it. Well, they need to put it up there. But anyway, we're back up to a 28. In the bull markets, we were at 95 one time, I think in July. Then, this is super interesting. Blockchain backer puts, biggest waste of time to spend all your days monitoring news. I spend my days monitoring news, but I do the opposite of what they say on the news. Right up here, around back when the market was up, why XRP is the new cryptocurrency darling. They always do this at the top. I remember in 2017 when XRP went from a quarter to $3.31 in like 3 weeks. They were, I think, on one of the news networks, they were teaching people how to buy XRP. And I believe that was back in the day when you had to trade Bitcoin to get XRP. It was super hard to get. So anyway, up here they're saying XRP is the new cryptocurrency darling. It's always been the darling. That's how you know that's fake news. And then down here at the bottom, explosions heard across the Middle East as Iran retaliates against U.S. attacks. Flights erupted. You know, we just always have some kind of negative news in the bottom. Plus, if I do say so, I might have included the Epstein emails. I hope I'm allowed to say that word on here. I've heard a lot of other people talking about it. But anyway, the Epstein crypto emails were released like right as we got into, I think it was right around this fall here. I mean, in the winter, but when the prices fell around January, February, I can't remember exactly, but it was basically bad news for Bitcoin. Good news for XRP and XLM, because it was Bitcoin maxis saying how afraid of XRP and XLM they were, but that probably didn't help Bitcoin any. So I want to show something that's very, very special to me that has to do with the blockchain backer. This is yesterday's markets in the morning. I super chatted blockchain backer, where you pay a little bit of money to have your comment stand out. And he chatted with me. I wanted to ask him a very important question. I asked, well, you'll get to hear it when I play the video, but this was a very special markets in the morning. I would be at every markets in the morning with blockchain backer, but I have to work at that time. Usually I was able to get away for a minute yesterday, and that's when this occurred.
A digital asset guy says, thank you for everything, BCB. As an aspiring crypto influencer on YouTube who wants to talk about how crypto affects other aspects of life, is it okay to use you in content respectfully? I mean, for the most part, it should be. Right. The only thing is when people are stealing content, which I've seen your stuff before, and you don't have any impression of stealing content, and you're very respectful digital asset guy. So I mean, it's probably, and if there's some issue, I'll just DM you or say, hey man, maybe that one might have been too far. But your stuff has been fine so far. It's been great. I've seen the video you made from XRP Las Vegas 2025. Where we were leaving the after party, and you were like, wife's got his back thing. It was very nice. I showed that to my wife.
And there it is. It's my most popular short, and I'm going to show it to you all. So I said, my blockchain backer and participating trophy wife. That's her name sometimes, which she puts on YouTube when she's in the chat on Markets in the Morning. I didn't get to meet her at XRP Vegas, but this year, if they're there, I have to meet the participating trophy wife. So my blockchain backer and participating trophy wife leaving the party early short is by far my most popular. When I saw you leaving the party early at XRP Las Vegas, it was symbolic of you leaving the bull run parties early. Thank you for everything. Blockchain backer is never afraid to leave the party early because he knows what he's doing with technical analysis in investing, market sentiment, how to read the media news, all of that. And I've been here since his first video, and he's just been a big part of my life. And so here I'm going to show you the short. So we were at this after party. I've chatted about it before, but so I went over and talked with him. I met him earlier that day on the floor at XRP Vegas, did a little interview with him. And then, so I see him at this after party, and he's, kind of hanging out. We chat for a minute. He says, be safe getting home, getting to your hotel, I remember he said. And then I see him and his wife heading for the stairs. And I just was thinking, like, is he leaving? It's like 9:30. And this thing's going to be going until 1 or 2 in the morning. Now, having said that, the partying at XRP Las Vegas, it's not by any means like hardcore partying and drinking. It's really not. A lot of the times I'd be at parties and mingling and meeting new people, meeting people I've always wanted to that I've seen on X or YouTube, but I've never seen them in real life. And I would forget to drink. I'm serious. Like, I love a glass of wine or a beer. I would forget to drink, and we would just get to talking, and it was just so like a family reunion. But anyway, so blockchain backer and his wife start leaving, and the honest truth is, when I saw them leaving and realized they actually were, a couple other people were watching, because blockchain backer essentially had celebrity status at this party. Everybody knows who he is. And so people started going like, backer, where are you going? Like, is he really leaving? Like, oh, that's lame. Come on, backer, you got to stay and party. And so the idea popped into my mind. I'm telling the honest truth. I saw them leaving early. I thought they're leaving the party early. That's kind of like how blockchain backer leaves the party early in the bull runs. And then I thought, get your phone out and take a little video of them leaving the party early, and maybe you can make some content about it because it's symbolic. And I did it. I know it might have seemed creepy to some people watching, but this was the product. I'll show you on my YouTube channel. It is by far my most popular, 10,000 views, although I got some other good ones, 007, Rob, Quincy Jones, the doorman at Trump Tower. This video got me suspended on X last time, I believe. The beautiful Brie Teresi, Shibtoshi, this billionaire guy with the who throws a shoe bodyguards. I'm telling you, I was standing there and I couldn't help myself, and I said, honestly, who throws a shoe? And the one looked at me like he wasn't happy about it. And it was just a little me thing. Michael Saylor, I was in the room with, a bunch of others, but Blockchain Backers is my absolute most popular. And here it is from that little moment. Just watching one of my life's greatest heroes leave the party early, and it wasn't the popular thing to do, and seeing his wife supporting him in that decision and having his back, literally. It made him 1,000 times cooler to me. It really did. And I just remember thinking, someday when I grow up, that's how I want to be. I want to be like the blockchain backer. This guy's helped me through some of the toughest times and enriched my life in so many different ways, not just crypto, but life in general. And I just wanted to capture this moment. So thank you. So anyway, that was a big deal for me, and getting to talk to him and the nice things he said. You can go back and watch the markets in the morning from yesterday, which would have been March 18th. You know, those things are always great. If you want real-time TA and to get the whole blockchain backer community feel, do that. I wish that I was a premium member and everything, but I'm always working during the markets in the morning, and so, but I am one of the biggest fans. People, come to XRP Las Vegas. If you're even thinking about it, just trust me, bro, or trust me, sis, or whatever the term is. We need more girls at XRP Las Vegas. So that would be the one thing that might have been a little on the low side, but the ones that were there were very cool. But we need more young people in general too. I'd say maybe less than a quarter was people my age, were people my age. So if you're on the fence about it, you meet the most amazing people, the connections you make, the networking you do, the experiences. I've got a really funny story about something else that happened at XRP Vegas later after the conference was over that's just hilarious. At some point, I'll tell it. It involves the guy that had the top secret clearance who called while I was making the video the other day. Absolutely hilarious story. But Brad Garlinghouse is going to be there, Chris Giancarlo, Paul Barron. It's going to be at the Paris. The digital asset guy has stayed at the Paris before. It's very nice. I hear we're having a pool party for the after party. And the Paris has a beautiful pool with their own little Eiffel Tower. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So hope to see you all there. All right. I think that's going to do it for me. Digital Asset Guy out. Thank you for listening.